Hello guys, welcome to second class on discrete mathematical structure. In this class, I am going to discuss fundamental logic. The fundamental logic, whatever you need to study, already I told in my first class. Now, in the fundamental logic, first you have to know proposition or statement. Statement or proposition is a declarative sentence. It is true or false, but not both. Statement or proposition is a declarative sentence. You already know that what's the definition of a sentence like that. The statement or proposition is a declarative sentence. It is true or false, but not both. Then we say that that's a proposition. See, once you have any statement, that statement they having definitely that statement is true or maybe a false, but not both. That's not ambiguity. It's not true and false. Then we say that the given statement, given wordings are nothing but statement or proposition. If a statement or proposition is a declarative sentence, it is true or false, but not both. Then we treated that given statement is a proposition or statement. Now, and also, whenever in the statement, suppose you have imperative or exclamatory or interrogative or maybe open statement, in all four cases we are not considered as a proposition. We are not considered as a proposition. Keep in mind. Even though true or false, but you are not considered as a proposition. Suppose in the statement you have imperative, exclamatory or interrogative, and also statement is open statement. I will explain what's the meaning of open statement. In such cases, we are not considered as a proposition. Suppose in the statement having a mathematical identity, we consider as a statement or proposition. Now, for example, x square minus 1 is equal to 4. X square minus 1 is equal to 4 is an open statement. Open statement means in the statement we are defining is involving undefined variable or undefined constant. Such type of statement will be treated as an open statement. Now, for example, x square minus 1 is equal to 4 is involving what's unknown here? X. Once you give the value of x, that becomes proposition. Suppose I have to give whether may be true or false secondary. Once you give the value of x, say x is equal to 1 or x is equal to 2. Suppose put x is equal to 2, what do we get? 4 minus 1 equal to 4 is nothing but 3 equal to 4 is not true, false, but it's a statement. Otherwise, it's an open statement. The statement involving any undefined variable and undefined constant, such type of statement or proposition is treated as open statement. Once you give a particular value of x, that become a proposition. But therefore, open statement is not a proposition because x is undefined. Depending upon the value, they become a proposition. And next is, this is a mathematical identity. 2 into 3 minus 5 is equal to 1 is identity. Then is an example of proposition or statement. Coming is not an example of proposition because they are having exclamatory. Do you know where is Vijay? Is having a question mark. Therefore, you can't consider as a proposition. Whenever the statement having imperative, exclamatory, interrogative are also open statement, we are not considered as a proposition. Keep it. The rest of thing we have to consider a proposition. That's identification, mathematical proposition for the given whatever the statement in the form of word. The next is, suppose they are having a statement, okay? The statement having maybe one sentence, second sentence, and maybe third and maybe fourth. They are having 4 sentences. The entire statement they have involving 4 statements. Each of the sentence we treated as a proposition. They are 1, 2, 3, 4. They end it with last. Now, see, I am using entire 4 sentences and taking the decision is a very tedious, very lengthy. If you want to overcome, we are going to assign first sentence maybe a P, second sentence as Q, third sentence as R, the fourth sentence is S. We are assigning each and every proposition to corresponding mathematical proposition variables R PQRS. This is a standard notation. You can't take ampersand manner, simply capital P, capital Q like that. Whenever we are going to assign sub-sentences, what I am treated as sub-sentences for the entire statement, that is nothing but we are always using what about logical variables are nothing but P, Q, R, S, T. Therefore, here I am taking this is P, Q, R, S. Instead of writing entire 4 sentences, I am going to write P, Q, R. Because that is we only defining, you must and should have to mention what is P stands for, what is Q stands for, what is R stands for, what is S stands for. I am considering here P is per sentence. You maybe take P is a 4th sentence choice. That's why that's not mandatory. That's not compulsory. You may be vary. Therefore, you must and should have to ask what are the sentence you are going to assign the logical variables. That is always must be mentioned. Why you assign like that? Then easy to do it for the simplification. This is the first part of the problems in logic. Fundamental logic. First, you convert the given theoretical statement into mathematical expression using logical variables. Logical variables are P, Q, R, S, T. Why you using now? Then once you using that, the entire statement will convert into simple form. Therefore, I think it's clear what is P, Q, R is nothing but logical variables. Then we are assigning each. That's vary from one person to another person. Therefore, must and should have to define that. And next, suppose any what about that statement having more than one propositions. This is a one proposition. This is another proposition. They use and, or, whatever may be. That is, whenever the statement is formed by using more than one proposition, that is called compound proposition. Compound proposition means they have more than one propositions involved in the statement. This compound proposition, each of the propositions, say P, Q are called components of the compound proposition, primitives of the propositions are premises of the compound proposition. Compound proposition means whenever the statement having more than one proposition, that is nothing but compound. Each of the propositions in the compound proposition is called primitives of the corresponding compound proposition or components or premises of the compound proposition. Suppose they are defining a statement is not having more than one proposition, that is called simple proposition. Therefore, under the proposition there are two things, one is a compound, another one is a simple. I think it's clear what's the meaning of that. If you want to express in the form of a mathematical logical expression, always you assign each of the propositions or components of the compound proposition using P, Q, R, S, T. Yes, next, say I told given compound proposition, we are going to convert into mathematical expression using logical variables are P, Q, R, S, T. Suppose they are in and R. Then how I will convert in the form of mathematical logical expression? We are going to use 6 logical connectivities. How many? 6 logical connectivities. The first one is conjunction. Second one is disjunction. Yeah, first one is first you had better to take before conjunction negation. Yeah, negation. Yeah, and just I'm going to using I'm telling you orally negation, conjunction, disjunction, exclusively disjunction, condition, by condition. The question is arise. What's the definition? I am explaining one by one. Totally how many basic logical connectivities are using to convert compound proposition in terms of mathematical logical connectivities. What are the connectivities we are using? 6. What are the 6? Negation, conjunction, disjunction, exclusively conjunction, conditional and by condition. Totally 6. First I am going to explain what's the definition of negation. Now why these are the things are made. If you want to convert any compound proposition, that compound proposition may be having 5 sub statements, 6 statement, and to give a connectivity either using conjunction, disjunction, exclusive disjunction, rarely we are using exclusive, negation, and also conditional and biconditional. These connectivities are we are considered logical, basic logical connectivities. The first one is negation. Suppose you have a proposition P. Yes, P. P is a 2, simply I am going to write 2 is an even integer. This is my proposition they given. I want to write the negation. Negation of P is denoted by ulta of any of this, or we are using this, both are must be same. Either use this notation or this, both are must be same. Is nothing but opposite of that. What is P? 2 is an even integer. What is negation of P? 2 is not an even integer. I think it's clear what's a negation. How to write a negation? The opposite of the given proposition is nothing but negation. Negation is denoted by this notation, or maybe using this notation. Both are giving same meaning. Now, I will see whenever I have to talking about negation, we have to find out truth value. We already know that proposition is a declarative sentence. It is true or false, but not both. Therefore, suppose I have to choose P is a proposition. How many possibilities are expecting? Either proposition is true or false. Whenever talking about true, we are taking 1. Whenever talking about proposition is false, we are considered as 0. But some foreign textbook they are going to use instead of this T, instead of this they are going to take F. But we are going to use 1 and 0 is a binary values. You know that your computer is easy to understand. So whenever we are represent in the form of binary values, therefore we are using the truth value of each of the proposition, either 1 or 0. We are not going to use T or F. Why? Because your computer understanding is you compared to me, you know that binary values is easy to understand compared to other mode. Therefore, whenever you are talking about any proposition, how many truth values are expecting? Either true or maybe false. Whenever talking about true, the truth value is 1. Whenever talking about false, the truth value is 0. Keep in mind. Now here, I want to write the truth table for the negation. I want to write the truth table of the negation. How to write the truth table? First you write P. How many possibility for P for the truth values? 0 and 1. Choice of P. If you want to write 1 and 0. Now from this we get negation of P. Negation of P depends upon the truth value of the corresponding proposition. This is 0. What is the truth value of 0 of negation of P is 1. This is truth value is 1. What is the truth value of the negation of P is 0. This is a way to write the truth table. This table is called truth table of the negation. Okay. Negation, how to define? The opposite of the given corresponding proposition is given as negation of the given proposition. I think it's clear for the negation, and then I move to the conjunction. Yeah, conjunction. If you want to define a conjunction, this is also one of the basic logical connectivity. If you want to define a conjunction, at least I require 2 propositions. At least how many propositions are required? 2. Say, let P and Q are 2 propositions. P and Q are what actually? 2 propositions. P and Q are 2 propositions. I want to define a conjunction between P and Q. At least I told 2. If you want to take 3 or 4. But if you want to define a and, if you want to define and, how many statements are required in a sentence? 2. If you want to give a connectivity between 2, then we are using and like that. If you want to define a conjunction, now we are going to consider how many propositions? 2 propositions. Now, see, now we P and Q. P and Q are 2 propositions. Conjunction of P and Q is denoted by ulta V. In between P and Q, we are going to take ulta V. P conjunction, the way of reading is P conjunction with Q. Now, see, this is a way I have to define P conjunction with Q. The question is arise, when is this conjunction is true, when is conjunction is false? both propositions are true, then we say that this conjunction is true. In the rest of the cases false means 0 1 is 0 only, 1 0 0, and then 0 and 0 is 0. Then instead of knowing false, better to remember true, because true is only one case. Both are true, then conjunction is true. Suppose having 3 P Q R, then P conjunction with Q conjunction with R, then all three, the P conjunction with Q, all are true, then only is true, otherwise is false. This is a way to remember when the conjunction is true, conjunction is false. Now, then if you want to define a conjunction, I told at least are equal to proposition P and Q. I want to write the truth table of the conjunction between P and Q. Now, here I am consider P and Q. Now, one thing we have to remember, whenever you want to write a truth table for any situation, any problem, first we have to know how many rows are expecting in the truth table. Number of rows depends upon how many different propositions are exist. See, observe here, I want to write a truth table of P conjunction with Q. How many components or primitives are there? P and Q are, see, I have given a connection between P and Q. Conjunction, therefore this is a compound proposition because I combine two propositions. This is a compound proposition. What's the connectivity I use? Conjunction. P and Q are nothing but primitives or premises. Then how many components are there? 2. P is having 2 possibility, Q is also having 2 possibility. How can you know that? Each one they are having a 2 possibility, therefore either true or false, that's a case. How many components or primitives are there? Here 2 square. How many rows are expecting? 4. Suppose they will combine 3 propositions. This is our compound proposition using conjunction. Observe carefully. P, Q are nothing but what actually? Components or primitives or premises of the compound proposition P conjunction with Q conjunction with R. How many, each one having 2 is a base. How many propositions, different propositions are there? In the compound proposition 3, therefore 2Q. What is 2Q is 8. If you want to write a truth table for this, how many rows are expecting? 8. But here how many rows are expecting? 4. Because how many components are there? 2. Therefore, now first you write 4 possibilities. See, once you know how many rows are expecting, then we have to avoid the mistake to construct the truth table. Choice of you. I am start from 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. Or if you want to write 1 1 first, your choice. Next is P conjunction with Q. I told both are true, then only see, just like a conjunction is just like a set theory, intersection. A intersection means the value. Choose any value that must be belongs in A and also B, like that. Both are true, then only true, in the rest of the cases false. This is a way to write the the truth table for conjunction between the two propositions P and Q. These P, Q are nothing but components or primitive of this conjunction. Similarly, just I am going to wind up the class after the disjunction. Next is disjunction. Disjunction just like a union. You know that A union B. And suppose you have A union B. How to define A B? Set upon X such that either X belongs to A or belongs to B or maybe A belongs both. Yes, then we say that belongs to A union B. Like that. Then see, if you want to define a disjunction and at least are equal to propositions say P and Q, the disjunction between Q and Q is denoted by V symbol. P disjunction with Q. This is a way to read. When we are going to these two, when we are false, just the meaning of union. At each one is true. The rest of the case false means P is true, also true, Q is true, both are true, but both are false, only false. Therefore, better opposite of conjunction. Better remember false. When we are going to say that disjunction is false, all the components, all the primitives of the compound proposition is false or truth value 0, then we say that disjunction is the value of the disjunction is 0 or false. Then what's the truth table of the disjunction? Now here itself I am going to write the truth table of disjunction is, now 0 0 both are what about false, the rest of the case is true. This is the difference between disjunction and conjunction. Just give a connectivity for intersection and union, then easy to understand. Conjunction means both are true, then one is true. Disjunction is both are false, the rest of the case is true. Now this is a way to define truth table for conjunction and disjunction. If you want to write a truth table, first you have to observe how many components, how many primitives are occur in the compound proposition. Count. You take it, that is a power of 2, because each case is having 2 possibility, power of how many components are there, that give rise how many rows are expecting in the truth table. I think everyone is clear. I will come and meet in the next class for different other, still I want to explain 4 logical connectivities. Thank you very much. Bye. See you.